Bedway, and ESEA.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the ESL Pro League, the APAC Finals. A bit of a technical break, but we're back. Matt, we're going to be jumping into the Tainted Minds versus MVP PK matchup, and this is looking to be an absolute firecracker right now, Matt, because they are competing for a spot at Dallas.
They certainly are. We're heading into Inferno as our first map. It's the pick for MVP PK, and as the desk aptly put, it's the pick they want.
Absolutely. Normally, you expect Inferno and Cobblestone to come out for MVP PK. It was always going to be scary in a best of 3 for Tainted Minds, but if they are well, they've got the caliber of players. Look, we're happy to be back.
We certainly are, and we're getting underway here with round number 1. This one has started, and Karath is looking good here with Inns looking for the information in mid to start with. You'll see a couple of players pushing for Banana, as expected from MVP on the T side here on Inferno.
Yeah, what I did wanted to say was that MVP do need to be careful about utilizing the same defaults that they've been using this entire time, as Zeph is able to get 2 headshots so far. Hasn't killed the second person, but they might decide to still commit to the speed bomb site. That's what they did yesterday in the pistol round. They might opt to go for it for the 3rd time.
We're seeing Zion floating at the top of second mid around apartments. He'll be slowly moving back towards Banana past mid. He was the king of Banana yesterday, and the king of apps as well, so he'll be one to watch moving throughout this matchup. Tainted Minds, not full committing to a rotate, but they will in just a moment as MVP push out. Zeph finds Zeusy, and that'll open the site. The smoke now covering, and it'll be Solo that finds Offnu. Tainted Minds with 2 left, Inns and Burn for the retake, and a healthy MVP PK here for the hold. Glow challenged by Inns. Solo finds Burn, and that's a quick round here for MVP. As soon as they got the bomb on the site, we were done.
Yeah, pretty much. Tainted Minds, after getting a little bit unfortunate for their CT members, they got dinked out of positions, not able to trade damage efficiently. MVP, that was the exact same Nana strategy that they used in the pistol round, the double nade, and then just use men to take control of the car area. Tainted Minds tried countering that. They tried using a flashbang, but it didn't catch any of the T-side members. And from there, Zeph just opening up with the Glock, and that is all they wrote. No answers whatsoever for Tainted Minds. So they're already down 1 round. We're going to see a bit of a mixed pistol buy, but no armor means that they will have more utility in the buy round coming forward. MVP, this is what they love doing. They love getting the Mackies. They love farming up cash early on, and they're just slowly and routinely taking map control, allowing the CTs to push in apartments, which I do agree with. You want to be giving a lot of space for the CTs to be working with. But Tainted, not really pushing beyond any boundaries to look for kills as well. They're playing very safe and very passive and wait for MVP to maybe walk into a stack at jungle.
Offnu without the armor is going to take a lot of damage from that HE as he looks to cover the push from Banana. Inns waiting at the coffins, and MVP, again, looking for their picks. You aptly put it there. They love the Mac 10s. We saw the 5 Mac 10 rounds come out yesterday also, and they're looking to just stack the cash up as best as possible. Solo takes out Inns on the B with a cheeky peek, leaving us with Offnu there. But the push coming out now, and Zeusy will find one. Burn finds another. It's good trades coming through, leaving us with MVP to take the round as Offnu was still over on B. Solo and Zeph rounded out.
Okay, this may be a little bit worrisome for MVP because they're doing the exact same things. I don't think they're going to be too perturbed, but they need to realize that Tainted Minds are, as a matter of fact, counter-striding what they're doing. That is the exact same T-side anti-eco they played yesterday. Just soft control of Nana, just utilizing Zeph going up fast on the Mac 10, and then all of a sudden just throwing a smoke, blocking off Diggity, and then coming through jungle. And we saw Tainted Minds had 3 people at jungle, so hopefully that's an indicator for MVP. All right, we need to be aware that Tainted Minds do like reading what we're doing, but we need to be also confident in our game plan. And we're seeing Solo's going to have a killing field right now.
Zeph's going to help out also. Burn going down Offnu. Now it's Solo picking up Inns and Zeusy. Leaves us with Yam, a fast round number 3. Yam playing back over from A. The bomb will be moved, of course, to B now that it's clear, and it'll be a hunting party for Solo who'll look to pick up Yam. Yam does get a couple of taps, but he won't be able to get the kill here. MVP, another clean round for them. Solo putting 3 up.
Yep, so with the Mac 10s also farming a lot of damage as well, it means that they're able to keep some of these into the next round, still buy up AK-47s. I do like it as well. And just Skate is still not making too much impact, but we saw that he was starting to get warmed up with the AWP yesterday, and this is going to be fascinating to see, because Yam, he's picked up the AWP of his own, and coming into the LAN finals, he was in a very cold form. We know he is a great LAN player, though.
He
So
certainly is.
he's going to be the one that's instrumental in taking control of Nana and really shutting down this MVP attack, maybe even controlling jungle. Burn. Now a lot of pressure. That's so many people in apartments very early on for MVP.
It's big dedication here, and Burn will spot Zeph out, sees the shoulder there, and he's going to be pushing back a little. I'm actually not sure if he's seen them. He's holding here for the top mid. No, I don't think he did. Timing was just too close. He'll be watching for mid to push. Diggity, there's the second stun from Solo, and now we'll get them streaming out of the apartment's balcony. Zion holding off in there just in case. Glow pushing out, finds Zeusy on the site. Burn caught with Zion coming out over the balcony. HSK on the site to cover it as well. This will be Tainted Minds dropping another round. Healthy again for MVP. The only damage dealt was to Glow, 22 HP. And Tainted will retreat back to the safety of B.
Yeah, this is pretty much every doctor's dream, is where everyone's healthy, no one's dying of diseases or bullets. MVP, what can you say about that? Just a clean execute. Still have a little bit of damage of, a little bit of chance to do damage to the CT economy. You've got Yam still holding onto Nana, has the potential of getting a few quick AWP picks, but he's missed the first shot, needs to fall off. He's missed it, and you can't miss these opportunities because that AWP could have been pivotal in the next round. Now so much pressure being applied by MVP, trying to take down these CTs, trying to save.
Offnu will pick up Glow, and that'll do the first little bit of damage to MVP's economy, but it's not going to be much. The Mac 10 kill stacking it up last round, really helping, and taking away the win there. They're perfectly fine.
Yep, so Tainted take 2 M4s. They can... Not too bad of a scenario for them. But really what that round broke down to was Tainted Minds wanted to take Nana control very early on. They did, but they didn't move any members out. By the time you hit the 1 minute 15 mark, you still saw Yam was there alongside with 2 riflers. It left Ins and Burn all by themselves. And when you have 4 people executing out of apartments, there's nothing you can do, especially with that flashbang coming out from mid to blind and push Burn off the balcony. They were just sitting ducks. There's no crossfire, nothing they could do, not enough utility to hold anything off. And we're seeing MVP. This is a very similar start to what we've seen the last couple of days, where they go to a racing 5-6-0 lead before the CTs are able to strike back. Tainted Minds, they need to start getting around soon. This would be a good opportunity maybe to suss out what MVP are doing in this round.
Certainly might. Zion going to be picking up the Yam, but Burn for the trade, the Deagle, and now the AK pick up for him. Bringing this back, and Tainted Minds could win despite the pistols. It all depends on how the entries into sites go for them. We get the utility coming out over towards B. MVP do have top banana control, but they will pull the bomb back.
Yeah, they've got time to still work with. They need to be aware that Tainted Minds now have 3 rifles in their hands. They know that 2 were saved over to the next round, and that Burn has picked 1 up. And with Burn, as well as Yam pushing in, they get so much information, and Burn's still very, very healthy. And it forces MVP to take a little bit more time to clear out apartments. They may need to use a bit of utility or flashbangs. And this also means that Tainted Minds can still keep to a B. And as time is dwindling away right now for MVP, they do need to start making a move on committing, because you cannot be walking into a crossfire slaughter. It looks like Zeph has been left by himself right now. But the bomb, this might be a split through CT.
It looks like the split's going to happen. HSK pushing up with Glow here across A. The bomb not quite committing to be on B. And we'll get the rotate coming through. HSK and Solo do clear house a little. Burn playing on the site. He'll take HSK. Offnu picks up Zeph, and the B site bomb will get put down. Offnu going to stop it from being planted. And this is looking good for Tainted with only 8 seconds left. Glow does not have the time to get this bomb planted down.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on in that round for MVP. A bit of a bad call coming out to the end where they wanted to try and sell that it was an A bomb site hit. But like I said, Tainted Minds, they had pistols. They decided to play 2-2. Burn does a very good job of staying alive and holding on an A bomb site. He realizes it's not an A committal. I'm fairly certain the person in pit with the death cam as well. You have a little bit of time to see how many people are coming in. He hasn't spotted the bomb.
Yeah.
And this allows the CTs, they're late to rotate. Only 1 is caught off guard. And Offnu does very, very well to make sure the bomb isn't planted. Solo probably should have been waiting. He knew there was a CT still there, and he wasn't going to be rotating out after contact was made. You're very, very scared of a split situation. But Tainted Minds, very nicely done from the riflers, and a bit of a lifeline. MVP can still buy up, but I don't want to be seeing any poor late game decisions. You could have split in that situation. You could have just 4-man committed. You don't need to be splitting up your forces.
We're going to be seeing banana control argued over once again here. And Offnu pushing through the Molotov. Picks up Zeph and Solo. He'll drop back. And with a 3-member stack of Tainted Minds over at B, it's worked very well. We saw the flash for him. It wasn't needed, but the second came out. And he picks up the frags. MVP PK still leading the round score. But this one looks like it might go the way of Tainted Minds.
Still have to wait and see. With the Nana control, it does mean MVP can float, or Tainted Minds can float back one more member over to the A bomb site. And generally there's 4 on the A site. It has to be insane entries coming out from the T side and multi-kills if they're able to get in. Once again, it's very, very difficult.
Often making a lot of noise in library, spraying just in case, but HSK will catch him out with that information and get the pick. 3v4 now for MVP PK to push onto the site. In's playing on the box. Zusi here to help him. Glow plays into the slot. And we wait now for the inevitable push. HSK holding a hard line, but Zusi pushing towards mid will find Zion. HSK does indeed get burned playing from pit. He gets onto the site. Glow finds Ins, but it's the trade by Zusi. We're left Yam and Zusi against HSK. He's going to have to get this plant down here. 10 seconds left on the clock. Extend that time. And now Tainted 2v1 for the retake.
Yep, so Yam just coming in from library. Easy shot. HSK was too concerned about Zuzi's positioning. And that round, it was very, very well done from MVP to actually bring it back to the stage where they can get the bomb plant down. They were down over 3 and 5. Tainted Minds had the great positioning, but HSK just waiting on the fact that Offnu would be peeking out a library. That's one pick down. And then slowly, if it wasn't for Zuzi actually pushing information and getting the kill, it could have gone very, very poorly from Tainted Minds from there. Regardless, able to take the round. They've got the double AWP set up now, I believe, as well. They've retained 2 AWPs in the next round, which means that Inns has got 1 in his hands. I want to see how he goes coming forward. Yam looks like he's going to be taking aggressive position in A. But the bomb plant means that MVP's economy is still healthy on the back of the SMG rounds from earlier on. So they can continue and try to pile on the hurt. But both sides very liable to be reset early on in this half. And this round is absolutely critical for both sides. They need to be taking it cleanly.
They certainly do. Double AWP setup. Interesting for Yam and Ins. Both of them extremely capable with the scope. Ins playing this for Banana. They've got the 3 now for Tainted over towards A, giving them some flexibility for mid control. We will see Yam moving across for jungle here, hold a different angle. And MVP PK, again, looking for Banana. We see the HE come out. Ins is going to eat it. He'll find a second as well. And he's down to 12 HP without even seeing anyone.
Yeah, he doesn't know how many are committing. He only sees 2 grenades, and as the T's are slowly starting to line up in Nana, it's already a minute, and you can see the rotation from Tainted Minds has come in earlier on. Big change from the way that they held Nana from the previous round. Offnu was able to get 2 last round, and now no aggressive Nana control. And you can see the difference. MVP have a lot more position to work with. And Tainted, this is going to be very, very difficult for Inns as well as Offnu to hold on. We're going to have to rely on Offnu going absolutely huge on top of first oranges.
We certainly will. And with Yam, he's in a good position here in Speedway to rotate to A if need be. But we hear all the information coming out from Banana. Offnu going to go huge, get 2. Zeph finding Ins on the side. Offnu finds a 3rd. Cannot get a 4th. Glow puts him away. But that is a great hold. It's exactly what we needed from Tainted Minds for the hold. And now the retake. Yam will take HSK. Will he find the second on Glow? He's going to wait for the other teammates to come with him. Glow going to peek this. And Yam will take it. Tainted Minds, 3 rounds.
Yeah, just some big individual play coming out from Offnu. It was really good positioning as well, I have to say, from Tainted Minds. They made the best out of the worst position possible, because normally you'd see in that scenario maybe one playing at coffins and one at first box, but look where Inns is sitting. He's on 12 HP, he plays back a site. So a lot of the T's when they bust out, they need to be checking back a site or maybe looking to boost instead. So look at that, the first 2 are completely focused on back a site. And in this scenario, Offnu is in a perfect position. The 3rd one is just cherry on the cake. 2 was expected, and that would have been a 2 for 2 through retake. Absolutely doable. I really love this CT setup from Tainted Minds. And now MVP, once again, they do manage to get the bomb plant down, so it does mean they can buy into this, but slowly and steadily, the CT side starting to come ahead. A few lucky clutch rounds, things resolve in their favor, but that's okay. That's always Counter-Strike.
That's right. You mentioned earlier about the study that Tainted Minds would have done prior to this match. It was mentioned on the desk as well, Ferg and Yam, and how they would have been looking at MVP coming towards today. And we're seeing that in the game now. Great decisions, great small alterations to really get a feel of what MVP are doing round after round. With a push for mid here, Yam backing up towards Archers a little bit, holding this tight line just in case. Utility does come out, Yam pulls back, he throws a smoke of his own, and now we're going to have Zusi. He gets the information on Zeph. Zeph will get the frag. Burn on the apartments. Zion pushes through the flames. Offnu, though, will find 2 to respond. HSK getting the trade. Leaves us Yam and Inns. Double AWP for the retake, 2v3.
Yeah, this might be too difficult for the CT side, and they might have to make a call just to back out if the Ts do not give them an opening chance. But Zion, what is that coming out from Apartments? Just going straight through the Molotov. They're in the interior grenade, and just instantly flicking onto Burn's head means that there's no Apartments pressure on the balcony. We normally see a very effective sight crossfire, and Ofnu's still able to find two. He's really been the one stepping up for Tainted Minds so far, and we need to start seeing the riflers on the A bomb site step up alongside him. Zuzi and Burn. I don't think Burn's even gotten a kill so far, so worrying signs coming forward.
Certainly is.
On the
MVP.
A-bomb side, that is.
They get a 5th round. Tainted Minds are not going to be happy with that. Let's see if MVP can push this to 6, though. It was a strong round from them with good control, especially the thing that threw me off was Zion out of that balcony through the flames. It got that pick on Burn and opened it up with the entries on site as well from the rest of his team.
That's a caliber of player that Zion is. He loves playing that position on the CT side, and how many times have we seen multi-kills coming out from him? Burn needs to be able to do the same, a very difficult ask, as we all know Zion is the star player that we've been hyping up for MVP PK, and rightfully so. He's got the stats to back it up. Now, the double orb has been saved over, which does allow the rest of the CT to buy in, and Yam nearly caught off guard by Glow. Already a pick going in the favor of the CT side. This is going to be very beneficial for their CT holding because MVP now need to slow things down.
Yam didn't take any damage there either from Glow, so he got away with it pretty well. 5-3 scoreline, and with the push now from Zaf, not going to go through this smoke. Zion coming down through Apps for Diggity. Flash out there. Ofnu on the push though. Great flash from his teammates to push through here. Now it's Sandbags. He'll look for another, but he's got his smoke out, and he'll be caught by HSK. Zef picking up Inns, who looks to cover Ofnu, and that is the B site open. 3v3 for the retake. MVP tagged down, and Burn finishing Zion. There's one for him now. HSK and Zef, they'll get the bomb down, but I'm not sure if the two of them can keep the hold.
Yep, only a single incendiary grenade for the T side to use as well. I'll break down the round later, but Tainted Minds have got the numbers advantage at the moment. Just need to be clear in these positions, but you can't be walking to construction without a flashbang. Zuzi needed to be using the utility to help his teammate in. That's coming a little bit too late to try to rescue Yam. And now HSK is just free to roam the AWP around.
It certainly is. We know now that one is over from Banana, and he's going to pick that up. Zef playing from the back of sight. We'll find Zuzi as well. 6-3 scoreline, and MVP, despite my thoughts, they hold it out with some easy picks.
Yeah, this is the difference from the other day where MVP may have been a little bit lackluster. They've decided to step it up, and HSK obviously with the AWP having a big impact. So during this timeout, I wanted to talk about what went right for that round for Tainted Minds and what went wrong. And really it was down to a matter of timing. Aggressive Nana is always good as a CT side because it forces the T to be honest. We saw Ofnu as well as Inns retake Nana control with the flashbang. They got the kill that they needed, and they didn't see another person coming in. So normally as a CT, you assume, okay, he's by himself there. There's no one trading. You expect the immediate trade from a T side coming out, someone peeking out and trying to go aggressive. That is why Ofnu decided to pull out the smoke grenade. So it was actually very risky for MVP to make that play because they had no read of the situation beyond there. There was a very weird play, a very chance style play, which works out in the favor because Ofnu's caught off guard, and Inns, he made the right call to come help his teammate, but when you go aggressive, it also means that you lose the site very easily if you are unable to contain the Ts. They get the picks and they're able to roll on the B bomb site. And the retake, just maybe not using a flashbang or two to retake the bomb site. They just needed to slow it down. They had time. And now they're going to be reset on the pistols, and Eco for one, a tactical pause just to figure out what they want to be doing for the next few rounds. But MVP, they're in the driver's seat right now. And rightfully so. They've been doing the hard yards, and outside of Tainted Minds having a few good rounds, it's on the back of Ofnu and Yam that I feel like they've been having the most success.
I think so as well. And talking prior to this matchup, Ofnu and Yam were the two that we would expect. We need Tainted Minds to really push with. The rest of the team supporting a great game, great series of games from Ofnu and Yam would lead to a scoreline in their favour. Now, the slower round, as we don't get the aggression on the CT from Tainted Minds playing with pistols. Inns tagged down to 1 HP as he peeks around the corner, and the HE from Zef won't catch him despite best efforts. Burn playing in the smoke, and MVP will dedicate this side solo with the Molotov. Picks up in Zef with 2, and Glow almost wrapping this one up. Yam still on the site here, 1 HP for HSK. And Glow's going to push into it and find Yam. There it is. And MVP PK do indeed find 7 round wins.
Yep, and now the money's starting to build up for the T side as well, where it gets very scary for Tainted Minds. We're coming into the later stages of the half, so normally we say that the CT side has the luxury of just equaling out a few more and try to get the rifles up. You can see here, there's not even a full set of belts for the utilities. There's only one kit, and there's no AWP in the field. Admittingly, the AWP has only had impact to 1 round, so it's not necessarily a bad thing to have more rifles to play with. But we'll have to see how it works for Tainted, because MVP, they're just taking control of the map, and Tainted are not doing anything to really counter-respond to the T-side aggression. They need to start making a few more risks, a few more plays to catch the T-side off guard.
We've seen MVP PK take those risks, and it's paid dividends for them. Maybe it's time for Tainted Minds to step up to do the same, as you said. It's the push in balcony. HSK watching this with the AWP burn. We'll play it from Pit, not playing up top this time. He's going to be covering Zeusy, the 3 on A. A good call here from Tainted Minds. Of course, they don't know that all of MVP, or at least the majority, are here. And the bomb we will see from MVP still on the T stairs, available there to be picked up and brought to a site if we can get a pick. The push from the CT starts now, though, with the smoke out. Offnu down Banana, has hurt solo, but Zeph going to be picking up the kill as he plays at the logs. Also looks for Inns, but Inns will get back to the site just in time. That will pull the rotate from Yam.
I just wanted to say that look how MVP were positioned for the majority of the round. They were looking for the aggression for Tainted Minds. They recognized what the economical situation was. And normally Zeph couldn't sit there. You'd expect more incendiary grenades. There was just no money for it. We're boiling down to 30 seconds. They are still committing on the A-bomb site. This is a very powerful crossfire coming out from Zuzi and Burn.
It certainly is. If Zeusy can get enough damage down, it will be an easy cleanups if he can't get kills. Zion going to be coming out. There's the flashbang. And Burn now showing from Pit. We have 2 on site. Zeusy picks up Zeph. Burn with glow. Zeusy gets another 2. Zion and HSK. Yam will finish it off, and Tainted will get the round. You're right, it's the crossfire from Zeusy and from Burn that really brings Tainted Minds that round.
Yeah, and I'm fairly certain that MVP, they didn't molly off where Burn was, and he was able to sit there, but it wasn't really Burn. That was the star of the shows. Uzi just on balcony, just mowing them down. Sign wasn't able to come out this time and do damage. You can see how important that balcony position is for the CT side.
I was expecting Zion, the god of balcony, was going to be pushing out and pick Zeusy up. I thought maybe some damage he would get would help, but he pushed it on and got it all himself.
Yep, and that is a critical round because Tainted Minds don't lose too many guns on the back of it as well, so they're able to keep very healthy in terms of the bank account. I mean, not as healthy as you'd love to be on the CT side, but you've got a full buy right now. You've got all this utility to work with as well. You're going to be content if you TM. And then the side for MVP, they've got money to work with as well, but this is, once again, a very expensive round for them. And Zion just... Where's the flashbang? Where's the flashbang from the CT side? Can't push in like that. Burn?
That's right. Zion able to catch it Inns with the counter smoke out for Banana to prevent MVP from pushing there right now. They don't want to be walking into a blender. We'll have HSK push back for mid. Yam double flashed out. We see the Molotov come out for the boost. And one of his own in response. Just under a minute left in round number 12. And we've got the 2 here on the B side.
Yeah, so the smoke's just going to buy a little bit more time. MVP have the luxury, and this is actually an adaptation they're making. Zion's just normally been the lurker, but they brought him closer in case they do need the extra impact. It In's going to be waiting at the edge of the smoke. MVP, they are still very, very far back. And In's, oh, how has In's done that? Just through the smoke, he manages to get 2, catches MVP napping. They're still going to commit on the B bomb site, but there's 2 here.
And he's got so much information. Zeusy not committing to it for the rotate right now. He's there just in case anyone else is lurking. He's expecting to catch Zion. HSK on the peak will take Yam. He gets tagged himself. And now they'll rotate back, expecting the full rotation and committal from Tainted Minds. Zeusy not going to give that to them. Tainted expecting that they could still pull this. If the bomb's not on the site, it could still go to the other one.
Oh no, Zuzi's going to deny this as well. This is all over. This is an absolute disaster for MVP. They're trying to look for the kill. More damage has been done.
Holy moly!
What do you say about that round, MVP? They encounter a spanner called Inns and then Zuzi.
Zuzi threw a full wrench, monkey wrench at the cogs there for MVP. The machine broke down. Have a look at this again. Cheeky playing on the sites. Pretty standard spot. We saw Offnu there earlier. Denies the plant. And they play for the win on time, plus Zeusy with the cleanup.
Yep, absolutely. And that just goes down to, once again, Tainted Minds. You can see this is the experience coming in where Zuzi's not unsettled, neither is Ofnu. They trust each other. They played for so long. They trust each other to lock down the bomb site. And that is what allows Zuzi to stay there with confidence, knowing that if it is B, Ofnu's got it. It's my job to make sure they can't come on A. And guess what? 10 seconds, MVP. They've assumed that the CT is rotated. They've made a guess. And we know what assumptions mean.
Make an ass out of you and me, my friend. MVP in round number 13 are going to be looking to get back on the horse, but it's not ideal for them. Zion with the AK full utility, he's looking the best out of all of them. It'll be the dedication to A. The push through. Yam now forced back from the flash and some damage. Glow pushes through that. He's looking for Yam, but he won't have any of that today. Yam going to be faced by Zeph, and Zeph will clean that up. Burn picking up Zion, and it's 3v4 to push onto the site here over at A. We'll get the rotate slowly coming through. HSK expecting that, and Inns will fall. Zusi gets another for himself. 2v3 now. HSK with the AWP as picked up from Yam, but only 29 HP. He just needs to cop a stray bullet, and he will fall.
Yeah, but similarly, he spotted out Zuzi as well. Zuzi's not been checking the library. There's a no-scope. It's all down to Burn to hold the bomb site right now by himself. He's been spotted out by Solo. And here it is. MVP have managed to make the pistols work out. Tainted Minds. This is all down to Ofnu to try to clutch it out. He's got a very long rotation.
Down Banana. He'll be looking for mid, and he wants this one. See if he can bring back another round, see if he can clutch it out. He's got the sharp aim, but it's not going to be enough as he's caught throwing the utility. HSK playing in the pit, gets a third for the round at MVP. Well and truly back on the horse.
Yeah, and you do not want to be losing those rounds as Tainted Mind. And Yam did so much good work as well. He was caught out of position, gets dinked out. Normally we see AWPers fall back to Speedway or near the fountain on the CT side, but he actually falls back to Library. And this means that if the Ts want to kill him, they've got to chase a lot further, and this allows the CT to come over. Inns is not able to get the kill, though.
Not only that, but Yam got a kill as he moved back. You know, you expected an AWPer will move back, play a different line, and try for another shot. He makes it work. He almost got a second through there as well. So it was a smart wrap from him.
Yeah, it was a very smart play from Yam, but the other players just not containing, and once again, some pistol work coming out from MVP means that they pick up a round that they probably shouldn't have, in all honesty, but good work for them. And Tainted Minds, this is actually huge damage done to their economy. They're just going to have to go for an eco if they decide to buy for last, and I think that might be the smart decision. You're going to be needing everything to fight off, and I'm talking about in this round, you've got people with 4K, don't mess around with that $4,000. Don't buy armor and pistol and think you can buy in the next one. You've got teammates who's going to need drops next round. Just eco here. Just get as much money you can coming into the final round and try to do damage.
That's right. As the scoreline sits, MVP PK have taken out the majority of the rounds in the first half. Of course, 15 rounds, 8 being the better half of that.
So I wanted to say Tainted Minds did force up in this, and for me, it is very risky, and they're going to have to rely on the rifles to really make the damage work out. But there it is, HSK. He hasn't missed many today. He's been an absolute star with the AWP for MVP in these last couple of months, and you're starting to see why. Impact kill after impact kill, and Tainted Minds, they lose this one, they're going to have an even worse buy in the next round. So these pistols and the remaining rifles have to do so much work if they are to try to clutch it out.
HSK sitting on 13 so far here on Inferno. And again, it's MVP looking to play for the B site. The bomb going to be moving down mid, though. They might actually flip this and go for A. Inns picking up Zeph. The MVP will definitely change their tune now, looking for the A site in strong there. They don't know how many other people will be playing on B now. Yam playing on the boost has been caught out just over the smoke by Glow. And the push will come for the round the world. Ian's going to be defending here. Glow too sharp and expecting it. And it's an open B bomb site.
Yep, they're going to at most expect one more for MVP because they know, all right, Inns was the person that killed our teammate. He was playing CT, so at most only one. So they're going to just take their time and make sure everything's clear before they commit onto the bomb site. But for Tainted Minds, they've just got to save this M4 to the next round. And for Zuzi, I think the M4 might be a little bit out of position because Solo's watching the angle. And he's going to try and make sure the CTs cannot save any weapons into the next round.
Zuzi, oh, he could do this with timing. Solo's moved away. It'll be the hunt back through CT here. Zuzi could pick up Zion, and he will not. Zion with the MAC-10 out. Too quick compared to the CZ, and a crisp, clean headshot. MVP PK will make it 9-5. And look for the 10-5 half. Burn saving this M4. It's going to be the last hope, really, for Tainted Minds in the next round.
Yep, and that is scary indeed because you've got M4s. I think Tainted only dropped 2 rounds in a row, so the most they can get is just terrible SMGs. And normally we say, look, SMGs are good for making money, but you don't want to be trying to fight 9-5 down with MP9s and UMPs, and even then, you have no head armor.
That's right. It's not an ideal situation, to say the least, here for Tainted Minds. MVP PK looking very good on their map pick. It's what we thought we'd have coming from them.
Yep, absolutely. And so MVP now back in the driver's seat. And Tainted Minds, they had a brief moment where they could have jumped back into the game and made it a very equal half. MVP now have a chance to make it a 10-5 half. They've got all the money in the world, all the guns as well. And Tainted, don't know what has gone wrong for them. That's a good start, though. Picking off Zion and able to grab a gun. That's going to reinforce the economy and the rifles of the team. And we've seen this before. We've seen Tainted Minds win around from here, where aggression apartments, they get a kill, they get a rifle, and they're able to lock down a bomb site. As MVP just still slowly trying to clean up the map control right now. It's going to be so difficult as the CTs are just going to be trying to sit in close positions, and they're going to try and take down these players. But there it is, Yam, just on the aggression. Another kill for him.
This is looking better. Tainted Minds have salvaged the most part of this round. And with MVP, 3 members still alive. Tainted pushing Burn over towards the B site here. Will be there to meet Zeph and Glow as they look to push in. However, the man to watch is Solo. He's here with the bomb in apartments, and if MVP can get control of this site, they'll be looking to make him rotate. Offnu going to stop that with the CZ kill on Zeph. Zeusy still playing down here in pit. We'll be able to see Solo. We'll hear him drop if he drops down in a moment. And he gets the kill as well. This has come apart for MVP. Yes. And Offnu will finish it up. Glow picks ins, but Offnu for the trade, and Tainted Minds get 9-6.
It's just really bizarre sometimes to see MVP. They just look so good on the T side executors. In one round, they just go blank a little bit. They take too many things for granted, and we always go back to how, okay, they're still winning the half. This is a good scoreline to be coming from the T side. Ian would argue otherwise. Let's say Ian would say 9 rounds of the T side's not good enough. You're expecting 10 or 11. TM has done very, very well to come back in this situation.
They certainly have. Normally, I'd lend to agree with Ian on that. I'd be wanting the 10 or 11. But I think either one of these teams can fight it out in this second half despite the round score. This game is well and truly not over yet.
Yep, absolutely, because it's anyone's side at the moment. MVP, if they pick up this pistol, you still tend towards them a little bit. How are Tainted Minds going to shut down this nano aggression is the real question, and Burn, he's had enough. Well, maybe this is the time we see Burn activated. As Solo, he's trying his best to try to recontain Nana right now. Still so much work for the CTs to do, Matt.
Yeah, there really is.
Yep. Looks like we're having a few technical issues of our own right now, but so far, MVP, they've been locked behind a wall of smoke grenades. Here we are, Tainted Minds. They're coming straight into the bomb site. And they are not able to trade out the CTs just for now. The smoke grenade, Zion with the CZ, boosted up, was able to find 1 pick. And Yam, okay, just through the smoke, just still contained in the construction area. The CT's 3 and 4 now.
Glow pushing up, taking his time here. It's Zeph coming through Con that picks Yam. Zeusy on the trade. Burn going to be contesting Glow here and will be successful. Ins and Burn getting those final 2 kills. Tainted Minds will pick up another round, 9-7, and it's a good start here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great start coming out from the mat where they needed that pistol round, and Burn getting that kill is going to give a lot of confidence over to them. So MVP in this round, they are going to be forcing up CZs. They still are ahead, and we normally see this from the CT side, so it's not going to be too poor for them. As for the side for Tainted Minds, they're just coming straight into Nana. They want to be fighting this. Here we are. Here's the double barrage, the HE grenades straight into top of Nana. That's something we've been seeing a lot more coming out from T sides. The CT side are just going to bail out at the wrong time. Yam's caught them off timing, and they're just committing to the B-bomb site right now.
They certainly are. They're pushing hard for it. Zeph on the back, going to get damage down on Offnu. And that might just be enough to help MVP put the dent in Tainted Minds here. They're pulling out, Kev.
Yep, this is actually a very wise decision. They cannot retake Nana on the back of just hopeful plays and wishful thinking. You need utility, you need stronger weapons, or you need good positioning. They had none of them. I mean, CZ's, okay, good weaponry. I can give that point away, but you still can't get into the entrenched position. So it's better to try to save your armor and try to do some more damage in the next round. And Zine going into Nana by himself is a little bit foolish there. I feel like they would have been much better off trying to take three CZs to the next round so they can try to keep Tainted Minds' economy honest and keep Tainted Minds honest.
Honesty is your best policy, Kevin, and I think that's the key. Zine a little overzealous in trying to make a dent here in this round, and maybe should have been conducting for next.
Yep, absolutely. Oh. So there it is. 8, 9, 8 rounds are coming back ever so tighter for Tainted Minds now. It just feels like that after that pistol, after they were able to take the force buy on the pistol, that was the catalyst, so to speak, Matt.
Yeah, it certainly was. The pistol round is crucial when you're at a scoreline like this, and they made it work. 9-8 now, and with the economy they've got the UMP, they've got the MAC-10s, MP7 in there as well for ins. They're looking to compound a little bit of interest here and really want to just stack that cash ready for the next.
Yeah, and on the side of MVP, they need to start doing some more damage as well on these saved CZs. I mean, you can still try to take the armor forward to the next round as well. In's just going to be spotting out a few more CTs. But it is going to be a full B site stack coming out from the CT side with the pistols, whereas for Tainted Minds, grouping up over to the A-bomb site instead. The bomb's been left in a relatively equal position, but Zine's able to actually find Offnu with a P250. 2 kills for Zuzi means it might be a little bit easier for Tainted Minds to flex away on the B-bomb site, but they've managed to find the picks that they needed, so they can go anywhere they really want.
They certainly can. Freedom of the map is here for Tainted Minds, and Inns will be pushing through to get this bomb planted on A. Going to help make sure no one's playing in apps. Zuzi gets another here. Zeph pushing. He's got full control. Zuzi might even find a fourth.
Yeah, and that's going to be great for his economy, Matt, where just raking up money. Getting green is a dream.
That's
and you just want to be throwing the money stacks around. Or as we like to call it in Sydney, you get one decent meal with that money stack.
You do. He doesn't quite have enough for rent. No rent this week. He's going to be struggling to stay in a home, but 8.3k prior to coming into this round. It looks good. 9-9. Tainted have been stacking that cash on the desk. Let's see if they can make use of it pushing forward as we get a tactical for them.
Yeah, this is... Normally you see tactical coming out from the losing side, but, I mean, Tainted Minds, even though the scoreline is drawn, they want to make sure that they comprehensively take these rounds forward. These are the best chances to maneuver their way in front of MVP and try to lock MVP out of their Inferno map pick. And if you're able to take Inferno as Tainted Minds, that is going to be a huge injection of confidence coming forward when you go into Train, which is your own map pick. You know that MVP's T side was weak. You can deconstruct their CT side and make sure the AWPs don't fire down and just make really MVP's life difficult. So this is going to be a very critical round for both sides. Less so for Tainted Minds because they've got more money to work with. They've got more rounds. They're the ones that can dictate the pace. MVP are the ones that are going to try to catch up. And you can see their economy is absolutely shot. There's barely any utility after the first few seconds. And yeah, just because she's coming fast out with the MAC-10. Offnu knows where the other one is, but he draws the Molotov just a little bit too early. And already the A-bomb site just exploded on.
Explosive to say the least. Zine's here for defense, and he will be 1v3 as they push out. Great use of the Molotov to clear pit, but they haven't checked on site, and Zine too good. Zuzi and Inz will feel it burn. Will get the plant down here, and he's 1v2 for the hold. He'll need to pull off 4 for the round if he wants to make this the lead. He can't do it. Zeph too strong, and the bomb doesn't actually get planted.
Yeah, they can still buy in the next round, but once again, that's why Zine, we consider him so good on the A-bomb side, because he can get those 2 kills as Tainted Minds, and the give Zine, who's just, hi, I'm Zine, I kill people. I get 3 or 4 on the A-bomb site, I make it look so easy.
Yeah.
He's just what we call the bastion for MVP, the turret, whatever you like to call it. He's just a super heavy tank that's just locking down the position, just blasting opponents away. There's nothing you can do about it.
Put him in a spot, give him a rifle, and watch him do things.
Exactly, and expect him to be playing his trade in balcony. And man, I'm just so scared for Burn right now because Zion's been outclassing Burn in terms of this position. Expect flashbangs to come into apartments to keep Tainted Minds guessing. Look how much firepower they brought into apartments, Matt, just to take down this one boy named Zion.
Look, they got to dedicate it to him. You see what happens when he's left to have late rounds, and I'd be throwing everything at him just to make sure that we can get the advantage as Tainted Minds. MVP, they're not confident right now in terms of the scoreline. 10-9, it's still close, but I think they're feeling a little better after last round.
Oh, absolutely. After a few rounds, you get some confidence in the boys. You get a few rounds, and then you suddenly go, nice, we can do it. Rough end to that half, but we can roll back from here. We're MVP PK. We're the best in the region. And something for Tainted, they're not going to be too perturbed about it. A very fast take. Normally you see a much more disciplined strategy coming out from Tainted Minds. They're going to recognize that Zion might be on the A bomb site, and maybe the B bomb site's a little bit weaker, which is where they are angling at the moment. 40 seconds. MVP does not have a read where Tainted are. No one's in position to rotate, Matt. And as these smokes come out, the first person to be there would be Glow. And he's going to have to rotate such a long angle.
Zeph on the boost here. He will get ins as Tainted looks to push in. Yam finds Solo. Offnu will take Zeph down. And this is the site now for Tainted Minds. 3 up. That's Glow, Zion, and HSK. Yam up high. That's Glow away. And Tainted Minds will get double digits on the scoreline. HSK and Zion taking the smart option here. They will be saving the M4s. Plus, they've got a little bit of utility to bring through into round 21.
Look, Glow should have just saved 100% there in my mind. So 4 T's still up. They've got the B bomb site. Your economy is not good. You need to take every single M4 forward. That's the truth of the CT side, and that's why we were coming in when we were saying, why do I believe it's T-sided? Because money. Money means so much in Counter-Strike right now because not only do you get better weapons with it, you also have the incendiary grenades that you can play around with. And I think MVP, they just didn't have the grenades to try to take the Nana control. And you can see as a result, they're boxed in. They have to play defensive. And Tainted Minds, they've been very, very adept at trading each other out. And we saw exactly how that happened. So a tactical pause to figure out what they want to be doing this round. Once again, their money shot 3 M4s. They could have had a chance. 2 M4s still have a chance, just slightly less.
And for Tainted Minds, we see Inns hasn't really been putting numbers up on the board, but he's been very supportive. He's only got a handful of kills himself, but he's still been getting that information and popping utility out there. So for MVP, I'd be very cautious of Offnu and Yam, but Zeusy stepping up to the plate as well. Can't count him out.
Yeah, this is always going back to the core 3 philosophy that we talk about, where you need 3 players stepping up. Who are the players stepping up for MVP on the CT side at the moment? Zion's had 1 good round. I haven't seen anyone else go better than 1 for 1, and you're going to start to need to see players do better than that because Tainted Minds, their players are on fire at the moment, or not all of them are on fire. In's obviously struggling, as you said, but once you've got Offnu, Zuzi, and Yam just rolling onto the bomb site, just able to kill each other, you don't need the other 2 people if the CTs are just saving. So we're into, once again, another equalized situation. MVP, they've bought very limited weaponry on the back of the saved M4s. Only a single C-set on Solo. And for the rest of Tainted, it's just going to be a much of a muchness. They're going to slowly take this map control off them. MVP might try to make a play at Nana with his flashbang, and that could definitely catch a few members off guard.
MVP have gone for the stack over at B. Tainted giving respect again to the apartments. It's Glow in there at the moment, not Zion. Solo picking up Zeusy with a great flash here. HSK pushing as well, M4 in hand. And that'll be a good pick for MVP on Banana. Bomb still here. We see them rotate out a couple of members now for the A site. So they've gone for that B stack. Once they've picked up a pick there, they're going to be sending some people over to A just in case Tainted Minds decide to full rotate
and
due to the aggression.
And with that flashbang with Zeusy not getting any kills, it means that Tainted actually don't have a read on what the situation is. MVP could still have 4 on the A bomb site, have 4 on B. They're going to have to start making some chances. We're seeing a split coming out through CT spawn at the moment. And these are not the well-armed opposition that they are looking for, because only USB and CZ, Zeph's managed to make his way out into construction. And now the A site or the B site attack is going to commence.
Offnu, Wise to the boost. Will he see him? Solo not going to be caught out here. And he almost gets the drop on Inns as well. Inns picking up Zeph and Solo. That is the site for Tainted Minds. They are 2v3 for the hold post. Plant Inns very, very low. He will fall to Zion with the 1 HP. The flush out from Burn, but they know he's CT. He comes out, looks for the spray, but HSK is too sharp. He'll get that kill, and MVP will maintain a lead after round 21.
Man, what is that coming out from Solo? He's gotten 2 kills with the CZ before. Oh, he got 1 kill at Nana and Zuzi. Then he gets the kill on Offnu, who just doesn't check first oranges, misses it by the slightest margins of timing. So many angles you got to be concerned about at the T side. You can't fold him from there. And then he drops down and gets the headshot dink on Ins. That's just disgusting from a CZ. There's nothing else to say about that. And then by that situation, Ins couldn't cross. There were already 3 CTs at Nana and Burn. Couldn't take any of them out before they came through. And Tainted Minds losing against a bit of a save. That's why you want to be taking the M4s and pistols over, because it affords you the luxury of a few flashbangs to try to make a play. And it works perfectly for MVP. They're right back into it. And now Solo with the AWP. This is where it gets scary for Tainted, because Solo is looking to actively try to contest Nana right now. He's got the utility. And he's got the AWP.
Zuzi doesn't have much of the health, though. 44 remaining after he was in that incendiary for just a little too long before he was able to put it out. Solo, similar, down to 81, but he pulled away from Car soon enough. As we see Tainted Minds looking for the A control. Great use of Molotovs here to force HSK back, but I'm not sure if they're going to be checking Cubby to find Glow sitting there. Glow going to be holding here. Utility out again. We get the smoke for Library, and this is set up for the Around the World. HSK will push through it, and they'll look to contest Tainted Minds in a moment. Offnu, the lead here at the front of the pack for Tainted. Burn now switching that through. Utility out. Smoke here. Zeus will be the first. That HSK's just 2 good, 3, but not a 4th. Offnu will find him. Zeph trades it, and it's left to Yam with an AK.
Yeah, and they don't even know that Glow was there the entire time. Zion's going to clean up. That's a big round for MVP to pick up, because now they know that Tainted Minds' economy is not good for 1 round. That's another opportunity to make sure you cart all your guns forward to the next round to start mowing down. But look at this coming out from HSK. That is such a solid jungle hold. There's nothing you do as Tainted Minds when you've got players like that who make the correct reads to play close to the smoke. And really, that's confidence from HSK, because he knows he's got a teammate there.
Absolutely right. Having that confidence in one's fellow team members to make sure they back you up. We didn't need the push coming from Cubby. He was smoked off, didn't even push through it. It was stable over on A. Tainted Minds going to look to A again. This affording MVP the aggression down Banana. We'll have Zeph pushing that with Solo backing him up.
Oh, I just love how Zion plays his apartment position, and he should be able to get a kill here. There it is. Yam's completely blinded off. I just love how he drops his smoke grenades. Any apartments player really should just take note of how Zion plays it, because we see so many CCs just bullied out of this position, and Zion's just decided he's had enough.
Glow flashed out from playing down near Library. Offnu here in Archers hasn't committed to rotating. Instead, he wants to pick up a kill. Zion not going to allow that to happen, and Glow finding Ins, gets tagged down to 50, but no kill. Zuzi, the only person to actually get a frag here in round 23. Zion finding 4 for himself, and you're right, that apartment's position for Zion, this is why he is the god of apps.
Yeah, because he's got the assistance of HSK. I mean, even with the smoke, the way that he drops the smoke grenades, I remember Sniper was talking about this. He loves watching CT players contest the apartments. You see the smoke grenade deep, you don't know what to do with it as a T, because it's like, okay, the smoke always varies, and to an untrained eye, it might look like the CT has no idea what he's doing. But sometimes he throws it a little bit deeper. As a T, you can't take deep control of the apps because it's in the midway of the corridor. He throws it short, and then he peeks around the edge of it. And then as a T, you're not expecting a C to be peeking at the edge of the smoke, but that's a perfectly thrown one. And it's just varying, constantly changing back and forth. And you're just going to be so scared because of that flashbang. It's go, all right, if we're to take apartments, we need one guy to play anti-flash.
It's those 1% changes that make all the difference, going from good to great. And it's been great apartments play from Zion, to say the least. Full kits, full armor, full buy for MVP PK as they look to move to 14-10. Zeph going to be sticking it into the Molotov here as he looks for a shot down Banana, but will not find anyone. Double AWP for MVP. As HSK plays his tight spot in apartments, he gets blocked. A chicken runs out and cops it, but Ins will find Zion. HSK pulls back and Offnu will pick him as well.
Uncharacteristic miss coming out from HSK and Zion. We've seen HSK play that off angle before with great success, but Tainted Minds had more members this time and they were able to get the trades much more efficiently. And this is going to mean the rest of MVP do have to try to make a few risks. And you can see already Zeph is very, very close down. And he's looking, he's thinking about it, but Tainted Minds do not want him to be thinking about it. They go, no, you cannot come out through here. So still a minute. That's what TM want. They've got tons of time to work with, a lot of position. And on the side of the CTs, no more further risk. They're just going to try and control what limited territory they have on the back of the AWP and the rifle. Still definitely have a chance in this. They just need to get multi-kills if they are to take this round against TM.
The CT struggling on the utility. Only the 2 incendiaries there available to them to prevent a push.
I think Zeph is just holding on to his, which means that it does allow the rest of the CTs to be focusing their efforts over to the A-bomb site instead. And that is actually where Tainted Minds are going to be aggressing towards. Zeph knows this. And here we are, a collapse in the A-bomb site through jungle.
Solo looking for the pick here, and we'll find it. Offnu falls. It's Glow on the side, and with the wraparound, they'll be entering. He's playing in the back. He picks Zeusy. Will he find a second? Yam will fall to him as well. A third. No, that's Solo that finds Ins, and MVP push it to 14.
Yeah, and that is, I think, the killer blow. I don't think Tainted Minds can come back from this. They're going to have to force in this if they want to try to make sure they win it in regulation time. If they don't, it's going to be overtime that they're aiming for. An MVP, they've got the confidence, they've got the money. Look at that, a 3-on-4, and they still came back and won it on just on the back of just solid, smart site play. And you can't do much against that. You can't counter-strike brilliance at the end of the day.
That's it. That's it, my friend. It's going to be the push down second mid here for Tainted Minds. And they'll look to move to mid as well for control. Nobody contesting them in the apartments. We've only got 2 here on A for MVP. Again, we see Zeph push down Banana. Backed up by Solo. Solo this time with the AWP.
Oh, they just walk
it's
straight.
the grinder. Yam picks up Zeusy, but with the flash, HSK will get burned. Glow picking up Yam. Another flash through here, and Glow comes out. Offnu will get the trade. He's the last man standing. 1v4 MVP PK will be moving to match point at the end of this one, unless Offnu can do something absolutely nutty.
Yeah, unfortunately, UMP, that's not the weapon that you expect 90 players to come out of, unfortunately. So MVP now in a prime position to take down map number 1, especially with Tainted Minds force buying in the previous one. They can't really get the most in it. So we're going to see the final tactical pause coming out from Tainted Minds. They really want this because this is actually the best chance of trying to secure the series. But it just feels like MVP have a perfect read. They try to go to Nana. There's Solo and Zeph waiting for them with their trademark MVP Nana take. You try to go to apartments and take apartments control. There's Zyne, the turret of MVP, the multi-fragging king himself, the young star from Korea, just killing 2 or 3 people before you can get on the bomb site. And then you try to go anywhere else. Oh look, there's Solo with an AWP, and then there's Glow in a corner. What do you do in these scenarios? And you're just getting out-read where, okay, we're going to try and execute, try to get fast into jungle because we know that can work against MVP. There's 2 people there and they drop their incendiary grenades perfectly. You're taking more damage from the grenades than you do from the gunfire.
That's right, and if the utility's doing better than the actual guns themselves, you just wait till you see a barrel. 15-10 scoreline as MVP PK look to take out their map pick here in the best of 3 on Inferno. It's expected that they would. It's exactly what we've all said. Let's see if Tainted Minds can hold on for longer, or if MVP will close it out now. Tainted, of course, forcing up as best as possible.
Yeah, so Tainted looks like they're going for an A-side hit, but risking a lot in apartments. This is very brave, because Zyne, we know how much of a gun he is in this position. There's the first flashbang. Is there going to be another one? Is the real question. They're coming out to the A-bomb site right now.
Oh, and he dodged one in the smoke. Ins is going to be falling straight to him, and Offnu picked up as well. Glow finding burn as he backs up Zyne. HSK grabs Yam, and this has all come undone. 5 members of MVP still up. Zeusy's good, but I don't feel the 1v5 for the ace clutch.
No, absolutely not. Zeusy trying his best, trying to make this best happen, but Zeph is there. Zeusy is just too low on HP. And MVP PK will be taking Inferno 16-10. It looks pretty good for them after the first half, up 9-6, but afterwards, just absolute demolition on the CT side. They looked pretty much untouchable after they got their buys in order, Matt.
They did. Once the buys were in order, once the economy was set up, they ran away with it, and that will be the first map.
Yep, first map, and let's see what Ben and the other boys down at the analyst desk think of that one.
Thanks, Big Kev. Well, we talk about how often it's the T side here for MVP, which wins them the map on Inferno, but their CT side so strong as well, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, there was never any doubt about that CT side being adaptive as well, and they changed a lot from what they usually play because they were up against Tainted Minds. They knew to target burn in the apartments. They knew maybe Yam would come up there occasionally to try and get some picks. The banana control, again, that was pretty good. I think, you know, it was a bold strategy, Tainted Minds, but it didn't pay off. They couldn't get their banana control working at the start of the map. they had the right idea. Very aggressive plays to shut down Zeph and Solo, but it just couldn't be consistent. And then once you frightened MVP off Banana, they just started going up A. And unfortunately, Yam got caught out in jungle on that anti-eco. And, well, that was all she wrote there. So that really was where the half went to MVP. And obviously, as you saw on their CT side, I mean, these late round plays by MVP are just, that's what cost them a lot of it. But just individual work there by HSK holding jungle. And that's the thing, in Australia, there's not really many teams that have a solid jungle side. So, you know, Tainted Minds maybe lean on that just a little bit too much. But coming up against MVP, HSK had it on shutdown, wasn't even AWPing. So for me, it was just all across the board, MVP were coming out on top.
Yeah, and you saw Tainted, I think, had the right idea in terms of they were running their A executes when they were getting stuck.
Yeah.
So they were trying to wrap that jungle, which seemed to be looking like it was going to work until the individual efforts came out by MVP, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the only other thing I could have seen Tainted doing was possibly they were getting that banana in the late round for free. So they might have tried to... They won a round with the B execute, which was really good. I don't know, how can you stop when, you know, Solo and the boys are doing things like, you know, those plays that they did at the end?
Exactly, those individual plays. And the thing is, though, if you are going to do an A execute, Sign, that's what he does. He just holds down that A balcony rather. He smokes it off halfway down the carpet so you can't progress. If a smoke comes in towards the top of carpet, if you guys come up diggity doing your A execute, he knows he either knows to, you know, fight or flight kicks in. He either runs through the smoke into carpet and clears it out for his team, or he just fights to the death on the balcony.
Another thing to note is on MVP's T side, they were taking a lot of apps control. I don't know if that's because they looked at who Tainted replaced and where he used to play. Maybe things might be a bit unstable there. They were sending, I think it was HSK into the end of apps with Yorp, and he was posting straight up on Mini, and they were just giving him a lot of trouble coming out the border. So I don't know if that was targeted, but it looked pretty good, like what they were doing, whether it was counted or not. So
what do we think about the score coming into this? Obviously, when we saw Order go up against, I've got them down as 16-6. They managed to get a whole 6 rounds up against MVP on Inferno.
Yep.
TM have come in. They've had a couple of days off, but they're not coming in with any sort of real role, I suppose. I don't know. You tell me. The point, I guess, is...
It was close.
Do we think that the score, would they be happy with that score? Obviously, they didn't win.
I think they should be happy with it.
Overall, it looks okay, but if you're maybe, 12-10 down and then it becomes 16-11, is that disappointing in the end, though?
This is one of those scenarios where you came into the map trying something or having an idea of what you wanted to try. You knew it was a really good map for MVP, but obviously the perma vetoes made you have to veto into it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just Tainted put up such a good effort on MVP's map, their best map. That's going to instill you with a little bit of confidence going into your own map pick. There's just no other way to put it. No one really expected Tainted Minds to win this map. They put up such a great number of rounds that we didn't expect. They had systems to counter the banana control for MVP and etc. Where they fell down was, like Moe said, just in the individual battles.
Yeah, we spoke at the start. We said if they got cleaned out on Inferno, then it might be difficult for them on train. But they will look at that and say, look, that was really close. We had everyone firing. Offnu and Zeus who were firing. Yam was, you know, hitting a decent amount of shots as well. Inz was a little bit quiet, but he's got a strong mental fortitude, I guess, as well. So they should be confident heading into train, you know, and they put up a really good fight. So.
Yeah, so I guess the things to take away from us, that we're at least happy now to see that MVP did manage to come through and put up a decent fight there, pick up their own map pick. It's going to be tough now coming to train. Let's have a chat about this one. It's Tainted Minds pick. First up, why did they pick it?
Well, I think maybe... They like train, just maybe. But most importantly, Order beat MVP on train. And if you're going to use some sort of chain logic there, that maybe Tainted Minds think they're better than Order on train, and therefore they saw the way that MVP was playing on train. Like I said, it actually looked pretty shaky for MVP to be trying to get rounds just through picking Imaginate Vines. That just isn't enough. Otherwise, they just go straight to their inside execute and overpower that one man that was holding there, which at the time was Hats. They needed to get Liaz into the site to help them defend it. So I think Tainted Minds would look at that and say, well, we think we're stronger across the board. That's why they picked it.
Yeah, and MVP, I mean, they didn't have too much that was, hard to counter. They were sending one out to Olaf or Sandwich out the T-Con, gobbling through the smokes, and then they had their inner execute as well, which is really easy to counter.
That's pretty much all they had.
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
That's all they had. Yeah. And then what they had before that was kill Imaginate Vines.
Yeah.
You saw the same thing at Signature, though. Signature actually tried copying Order, and they were just coming out vines and shooting the guy on the train.
Yep.
And then that was it. That started their strategy. That's where it starts. Like, that's not good enough.
Do you think that MVP have come into this game now expecting that they're going to come in and play on train? Do you think that would have been a reasonable expectation for them, or did you think that they would have prepared something else?
I'm not quite sure how they think, to be honest. But coming into this veto, you would assume you'd be playing either train or nuke, I think, if you're MVP. So to get train, you'd have to say, well, yeah, we lost train against order, so maybe they would pick it.
Okay.
I agree.
Is the expectation here now from MVP that they will lose this map? Is that always part of the deal, that they'd come in, we're almost going to guarantee a lock-in on Inferno, we might have to give up one map, but we'll pick it up in 3. Is that what they're expecting to play?
I think MVP, I mean, just looking at their past results, that's not... It's something that they expect, like they've become stronger for it, so they're always prepared to play a weaker map in the best of 3. But overall, their map pool's pretty strong, right? So they'll be feeling confident, and you know, if they waltz out the take on, as I said at the start, they have a really strong fraggers, right?
Yeah.
And they were, you know, often was doing really well to save Tainted a couple rounds, but when you put them head to head, you know, MVP could come out train and play really aggressive, and they'll come out confident, and maybe they can take train, but if they don't, then there's a reason they've picked Mirage.
As an analyst, to say if they just hit their shots, that's all they need to do, it's really annoying to say. But basically, MVP, if they can get yard control and just hit their shots, that's how they'll beat Tainted Minds.
Is that their best I guess, opportunity, right? Just to play, try and find some 1v1s, find opportunities where they're just simply better at aim, better, as you say, at hitting shots and not trying to play any sort of
Unfortunately, if they break the game down to that level and they make Tainted Minds play a game where all they can do is try and take aim jewels out in the yard, or the smokes come over and they give up that territory, and then MVP, next thing you know, they're out E-Box, they're out Brown Train, they're out Olaf, they're already up cutout. There's just no way Tainted Minds will win a round in that fashion.
Yeah. Well, we even saw that on Inferno, right? When they were taking deep jungle control, they would just hold for a little bit and then start to take those aim jewels, and they wouldn't, you know, rush into things too much. So I expect the same on train.
Yeah.
So they'll throw the smokes down and outside, they'll get that control, and then they'll take their time and take the aim jewels there. So, I mean, it's going to be a scrap fest, I think.
Yeah.
But that's what MVP want. I think that's their chance at train.
But I also think on the flip side of that is that Tainted Minds actually have a pretty good T side on train. So, you know, the strategy will be there, the smokes executes will be there, the mollies will be there. So really it'll be about how MVP adjusts to these strategies that they've never seen before, like, you know, the Fnatic outside yard rush, stuff like that.
And we saw some things yesterday where we felt when MVP did play on train, it didn't even necessarily look like they had watched what the Aussie teams had been doing on this map.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Coming in now against Tainted Minds, maybe we can expect the same thing. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Ian, I know, obviously, you've got TM down to win this map.
Yep.
What do you think the score's going to be, though?
Oh, look, they're going to be starting on the T side, so I'd say maybe they'll get 6 rounds max on the T side, and then they'll go from there, lose pistol. So, yes, 16-9.
16-9 to TM. Moe?
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with Ian. You know, it'd be between 16-5, 16-10, maybe like 16-8, something like that.
Okay.
You have to factor in the pistols as well. MVP have had some good pistols. They've also had good ecos as well. They ecoed them a couple of times.
Well, I mean, that's how they won Inferno, really.
Yeah.
On the back of that eco round, it's like TM were destroyed.
Yeah. Look, if you look at the overall, TM actually could have
Won that
Inferno
map.
could have really swung in TM's favour. So, yeah, but I think TM will do really well on train.
Okay, well, our analysts say that this is going over to Tainted Minds. Kevin, how are you feeling about this one, buddy? You've got your glasses off. That's a shame. Maybe you should put them back on. You looked better, closer like me. Like, you know, that's you want to emulate the best.
Dad,
you need
I was
to dress
be
like
like
the
you.
best, mate.
Yep, I'm going to just put these on.
Thank you.
Going to
There
try
we
and make
go.
Sandman Dad
Now,
proud.
Is TM going to win this game?
I don't think so, actually. I think MVP's got this.
Ooh.
What would I know?
Yeah.
Wow, you're going 2-0.
I'm challenging